It's not just any EV you're considering, it's a Tesla, and more specifically, the Model Y. This car is a beast, but I'm going to level with you. It's not all perfect either. I'm now ready to share everything I've learned throughout my ownership. From the great aspects to the not so great, I'll break down all the pros and cons to help you decide whether the Model Y is worth your money or a mistake you'll regret. For this review, we opted for the long-range version of the Tesla Model Y, which currently retails for $47,900. It boasts a top speed of 135 miles per hour and can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in an impressive 4.8 seconds. And guess what? I got the acceleration boost, which dropped that time to 4.2 seconds. A fun upgrade to say the least. As far as options go, we chose the pearl white multi-coat paint, which looks absolutely stunning with its smooth curves. The car kinda gives off a stormtrooper vibe, especially with the black tinted windows and the crisp white exterior. And while it used to be a free option, the only free color now is the new stealth gray. Although if you live in certain areas, you can also pick from other colors like quicksilver, ultra red, and midnight cherry. My advice? Visit a Tesla showroom to see the colors in person, under different lighting, and factor in the additional costs. Because Tesla's paint job, while stunning, does tend to chip more easily than you might expect. I've mentioned this before, but you'll notice small chips in the paint. For instance, I've got a little one here, another over there, and even a couple of fresh ones since my first review. The issue is particularly noticeable when bugs get on it. Without a traditional grill, they just cling to the body, making it harder to clean. Even after spending over an hour cleaning the front, I still had a few bugs left clinging to the paint. This is something to consider if you're going for a lighter color like white. One feature I've come to appreciate is the sleek design of the taillights, and if you get the performance or certain long-range versions, you might get matrix LED headlights. Tesla recently added adaptive headlights via a software update, which is a nice touch. On the day of delivery, however, I noticed a flicker in the left headlight. I quickly used the Tesla app to schedule a service appointment, and Tesla service showed up within an hour to fix the issue, which was pretty awesome. When it comes to wheels, we went with the induction wheels, which cost an additional $2,000. They look fantastic, but I'd still recommend the 19-inch Gemini wheels for those seeking a more comfortable ride and better range. And hey, they're free, so that's a win in my book. As for the induction wheels, they've held up fine, with just a little curb rash on one wheel. But honestly, I've seen worse on demo vehicles. Something that most people don't know is that Tesla applies UV protection to the windows, front, rear, and even the panoramic roof. However, it's still a good idea to add window tinting. Not only does it provide extra UV protection, but it also helps with heat rejection. We tinted the front windows to 15% and the rear to 35%, but skipped tinting the rear windshield entirely, since visibility is already limited back there. Still, it complements the overall look of the car well. Now, the door handles on the Model Y are unlike what you might be used to on gas vehicles. They're flush with the body, and at first I had a bit of trouble figuring out how to open them. I used to try pulling on them awkwardly with both hands, but after a while you get used to it. A simple press with your thumb and the handle pops out, ready to be pulled open. One of the standout features of the Tesla Model Y is the front trunk, which gives you additional storage space. Since it's a non-moving part, it's perfect for storing things like groceries or delicate items that could roll around in the main cabin. In fact, there's enough space to lay down 2 adults for a camping trip. When it comes to luggage, we were able to fit 5 large suitcases in the trunk on a recent trip, and I bet we could have squeezed one more if there was an extra seat available. So, let's take a quick look at a few cool features of the Model Y. First, the sound system. Tesla's in-house system is outstanding. It comes with 13 speakers, 1 subwoofer, and 2 amps, offering an immersive audio experience that's hard to beat. Second, the safety features of the Model Y are second to none. It has received near-perfect crash test scores from both IHS and Euro NCAP. Additionally, the car has Sentry mode, which records any unusual activity near your vehicle. Finally, the maintenance cost of the Model Y is relatively low. In the entire year I've had the car, I've only had to replace the windshield washer fluid twice. No need for oil changes or anything complicated. The interior is another highlight. We went with the black and white vegan leather interior, which cost an extra $11,000. It gives the cabin a bright, open feel, Some people ask why I went with white seats since they might stain easily. Honestly, I've only seen minor wrinkling where the seat meets the seatbelt. And while it's a little noticeable, I would absolutely not change my decision. The seats themselves are incredibly comfortable, perfect for long trips. I've driven for hours without my back or butt aching, so the comfort is definitely top-notch. Although the seats aren't ventilated, they are heated, both in the front and the back. Another thing to note is the way Tesla continuously improves the car through over-the-air software updates. For example, the recent UI refresh made everything look cleaner and more streamlined. The driving experience is also improved, with the addition of a blind spot camera that you can adjust to your preference. Tesla is constantly refining the driving experience to make it even better. One thing to keep in mind, however, is that if you want to access some advanced features like streaming services or satellite maps, you'll need to purchase premium connectivity. Without it, you'll still have access to some features, but you'll have to rely on your phone's hotspot for things like Netflix streaming. The satellite view of the maps, however, is only available with premium connectivity, and it makes a world of difference in terms of aesthetics and navigation. The car's key functionality relies on your phone, which works through the Tesla app. You can lock or unlock the car, control the climate, and even precondition the cabin before you get in. The app also helps you locate your car in case you forget where you parked. As for autopilot, the Model Y comes standard with Tesla's autopilot, which offers features like speed control and lane-keeping assist. While it's not fully autonomous, it's by far the best driving aid system I've ever used. The only downside is the frequent nagging to keep your hands on the wheel, which can be a little annoying on longer drives. Some people hack this by covering the camera with tape to stop the system from constantly reminding them to pay attention. The Model Y also offers fast charging, capable of up to 250 kW. As long as you precondition the battery, you can charge from 20% to 80% in about 30 minutes, costing around $15 to $20 per charge. With over 500 superchargers globally, I've had no trouble taking long road trips and always plan my routes accordingly. In terms of driving dynamics, the Model Y strikes a perfect balance between performance and comfort. It's not as agile as the Model 3, but it offers a smooth and stable ride. It doesn't have the adaptive suspension of the Model X, but it's still a comfortable vehicle. And with new suspension updates, the ride is getting even smoother. So, after 1 year of ownership, do I have any regrets? Absolutely not. The Model Y is a fantastic car, and once you go Tesla, it's hard to look back. There's a reason it's the world's best-selling EV, and I would recommend it to anyone considering the switch to an electric vehicle. If you're still on the fence about whether to get the Model Y or the Model X, be sure to check out the video above for a comparison. This version should be slightly rewarded in places, but it still keeps the essence and details intact while ensuring the overall character count remains high.